Here we are at the gold mining place. Sean wanted to find the gold, and you know, so we drove 3 hours here. So.
Yeah, and the road was blocked too.
Right, Sean, you want to find the gold here, right? That's a gold come here.
Years ago,
Right, Sean?
Younger, and I could bend easier. Now it's like
Gold.
And they sold the bar to the bank, and at that time was Wells Fargo, who would send those bars off to the mint in San Francisco where gold coins were struck. So if anybody has any gold coins from the late 1800s, it could be Julian gold.
Oh. A friend of mine found a gold $20 piece up in Oregon.
Wow, a metal detector?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
So,
That is incredible.
yeah, he just found it last fall. I think he was out. He goes out and just wanders around with his metal detector and finds all.
That is incredible.
Why don't you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go away for 6 months and find one gold coin. I don't know if it's worth it.
You heard about what they found? Where was it off? Was it off of Brazil, Argentina, maybe? They found some ancient shipwreck that just has unlimited amounts of gold in it. Oh,
No, I hadn't heard. When was that?
It's been in the news probably a month ago. Just this fabulous find.
I know about the Atosha. I got to some guy was working with the Atosha, and he came out to the museum to show off the pieces. And then he just stopped by my house. I had an astronomy shop at the time. And he opens up his trunk, and it's full of gold bars and silver bars, like silver bars this big, you know, off the Atosha. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And whereas the gold bars are like this, but you can see where they hadn't been cut. You know, so they were illegally smuggling them in their boots or whatever because they hadn't had the stamps on them, or
Oh, I see. Oh, interesting.
you know, the tax stamps
Right.
they're supposed to have.
So the action is going to be this way, with the bottom of the pan with the ripples submerged, and but first you're going to do this first. First thing is this.
Heavy stuff goes to the bottom.
Right. You shake it. This is called slushing. You slush for about 20-30 seconds. Get that gold settled on the bottom.
Sean, we're gonna get a ridge. Oh, there's a tour.
And kind of speed pan here. I have the pan tilted slightly uphill. You don't want the sand to pour out. You have to climb out, or the water at least carry it out. I like to get down here. I'm going to start slowing down here. I don't want to disturb the bottom too much. If I'm floating because it's catching, it gets
Here's
trapped.
gold.
It
Let's
gets
take it
trapped
home.
on that oil slick. That's
Can we take it home?
somebody's hand lotion in there. Tour doesn't go in any order. Okay, so this device here is a 1-ton minecart holding a ton of quartz. But the miners did not refer to this as a minecart. They called it a trolley back then. But it's a 1-ton minecart, holds a ton of quartz. Now, out of that ton of quartz, they had to get an ounce of gold to keep from losing money. That was their break-even point. So they needed
1 ounce per ton.
1 ounce per ton was the break-even.
So this
device here is called a hoist bucket. Now, I refer to it as a pre-OSHA elevator. The miners would ride this into a vertical shaft that goes down 400 feet, and they would ride down to that shaft to get to one of 5 tunnels. They would stop at one of the 5 tunnels and go into that tunnel to load this full of quartz. And once this was filled with quartz, they signaled the hoist man to bring it out of the shaft, and it would get hoisted out, dumped in the minecart. Once the minecart was loaded with a ton of quartz, they gave it a shove, and this minecart would then travel all the way out of the mine. All the way in between, it's rough and angled, and you'll know they were blasting their way through them. So let's see.
Is it too weak near the front to blast?
That's what I think. Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
Right away.
Yeah, it's too eroded or too compromised. Exactly. The last point I make is before we enter is that this mine was built by men that were only about 5 foot tall, and they just grew them smaller. They did not build this for
Just like Joan.
Yeah, you should be a good miner.
Yeah.
So let's head on in, guys.
Why they have this kind of rail?
That's that trolley, that mine cart rode on.
Oh, right.
It came from way up inside there and it rolled all the way down. Once they got it rolling, it would just continue.
So what's this here?
Okay. Really, I'll tell you. Now, so when the miners had found gold in the creeks, from there, the creeks dried up. They had to search for the pockets. They knew quartz was a source of gold. So they're scouring the hills. They recognized then, they found that all the outcroppings of quartz ran parallel to each other, east to west. We know why now, because it's that seafloor that was this. So,
Yeah.
so that's why they're all in parallel pockets. But once they found it, once they realized all the pockets ran parallel east to west, they engineered this tunnel to cut across them at a perpendicular. This is called a cross-cut tunnel. So it's cutting across the pockets of quartz at a perpendicular. So this is a cross-cut. When they find a pocket of quartz they like, they pursue it in what they call a drift tunnel. The tunnel drifts with the quartz. So this is called a drift tunnel, and this is a crosscut. This is the quartz they needed to dig a ton of to get to an ounce of gold. You see, with force, it's it was in this fracture here. But this is this metamorphic rock. They had to dig 10 tons of this metamorphic rock to get to 1 ton of quartz to get to that ounce of gold.
Some areas they have to reinforce, and other areas they don't.
Well, those areas there is where they've scoped up, and they've gotten into, they've followed the pockets of quartz too far up where that soft rock. So they anywhere you see that shore, that's what's done. That's where they scoped up, and they supported it so it didn't collapse on people.
So do these rails have ties on them? Like
Yes. Oh yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah, you can see them every once in a while.
Yeah, we're at the Julian Beer Company because we were going to eat at the steakhouse, but they were closed. Right?
Yeah, so his favorite is pizza.
Oh, we were forced to eat pizza. It's not my fault.
No, there are lots of choices. You don't have to have a pizza. Two pieces is enough for you, right? Sean, you already finished 2 pieces.
Of course.
What is this?
Okay, Miss League Estates. Where are we now?
Charging station for the car.
So we are. And who we going to visit?
Don's Market.
Gonna go visit Don. Hadn't seen him in a long time. Right? Shibushi. See, and there's Little Don's Market. Cool.